Josh, thanks for your time this morning before training. You're now a full-time professional footballer. You've got a successful career as an accountant. You're a married man. Which are you best at?
Well, I think this morning it feels like I'm bad at all of them. I think so. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I think it's I'm here, so my focus is completely on the football side of things at the moment, and trying my best to improve that individually and as a team. So I think probably not doing the best I can at any of the above at the moment, but I'm doing my best at all of them.
I'm sure you are. You said in a 2019 interview with an accounting website that the balance was difficult and getting harder, and that was when you were part-time. So how is it now you're full-time? Is it even harder?
No, it's actually it's easier. I think luckily I've moved roles, and I'm in a place that's really flexible. Obviously COVID means that there's no going into offices and things like that, so the balance has been easy in respect of time commitments and other things, so that's not been too much of a challenge, thankfully.
So I believe I'm right in saying you don't have to go up to London any longer.
No.
So is it a case of compartmentalizing, and you have those hours are football and those hours are work?
Yeah, I think so. I think when I'm here, that's my full focus, and then when I'm working, I have to focus on that. I think this Christmas period's been good, because I've obviously had time off work and been fully focused on football. Obviously the results haven't been quite what we've wanted, but focus has been fully on that.
So what's a typical training day now? What time do you have to leave home, for example?
It's not far from my home, so I live in Cobham, so it's not far from the Tolworth training ground, so it's pretty much 10 minutes, 11 minutes door to door, which is great. So I leave at about 10 to 9, get here for 9ish, and do some sort of pre-activation stuff, some work before training starts at 10:30. Then we train however long we train for, have some lunch, and then head home. So it's I'm really lucky in terms of location that I live so close to the training ground.
Right, but it still makes for a very long day, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm still young though, so it's 30, fine. I've got the energy. Young in your respects, I think.
That's true.
I guess. It's fine. There's no fatigue and no tiredness. It's long days, but what would you rather be doing? I think life is very short. You're a long time retired, and if you're not going to show enthusiasm and throw yourself into as much as you can while you've physically got the capabilities to do it, then you're wasting your time and you're wasting your life. And I don't want to look back and have regrets and think I could have worked harder at this or could have worked harder at that. So in my mind, it's all about being as enthusiastic as you can, trying to seize every opportunity you can, and being as successful as you can in everything that you do. There's no point doing something at 50%, because you'll look back in 10 years and think, what was the point? I've wasted however many good years not giving my best.
Yeah. So my next question was, what's the best part and what's the worst part about being full-time? Well, I suppose based on what you've just said, the best part of being full-time is being full-time.
Yeah, exactly. I absolutely love it. It's brilliant when it's going well after a win, and pre-season and during the season when you're winning games and you're coming in every day. It's absolutely fantastic. There's no better job in the world than doing what we're doing, and I absolutely love it. Obviously the worst part of being full-time is football in general, whether you're full-time or not. It's after a defeat, having to deal with that, having to process that, and having to work harder and have those conversations. But I think being full-time, it's almost an advantage, because instead of sort of festering over a defeat for days before you see each other, you're in the next day and you can hopefully air everything that you need to air, focus on what you've got done wrong, and try and work hard to improve it and do better.
Right. Was retaining the captaincy important to you?
I never really thought about it, to be honest. It wasn't ever a discussion that we had. I think it's a massive honour for me to captain this football club. As I said, when I first got the captaincy four years ago, this is a huge football club, and to be captain of it is fantastic. I've had some great moments as captain. I think I've been a good captain. If you speak to the players that have been here while I've been here, I think I've done everything I can to support people on and off the pitch and make the club as successful as it can be. But in terms of retaining the captaincy, it wasn't something that was ever discussed. We brought in a lot of people who have leadership qualities and have been captains elsewhere. So for me, it's not that important who is who is captain. I think we need more leaders. We need more people who are taking on responsibility. So yeah, it wasn't something that we ever really discussed.
Okay. But Dowser's view of the role of a captain is different to most managers. This is something that I've discussed with him before, and may have done with yourself. I can't remember, to be honest. He expects rather more of a captain than just doing the toss and choosing ends. And obviously you fit the bill for him particularly well because you've done the job for a long time for him. At the moment, is this a good dressing room that you're in charge of? Because Dowse sees it like that.
Yeah, I think you look at more than just being in charge of the dressing room. I think it's up to management and then a few of the players to try and manage the dressing room and get in the people that you need to and get people working in your way and how you want the football club to run and to operate. I think it's easy to say you've got a good dressing room when things are going well because everyone's happy and everyone's comfortable when you're winning games. So it's sort of this period is when you find out what the dressing room's really like, when you're going through a challenge, when you're going through sort of difficult times and being criticised from different quarters. That's when you find out people's true character and whether you have got as strong a changing room as you think you've got. So I think now's the time where we'll find out exactly what people's characters are like and if they can stand up to what we're being faced with. So yeah, I think the answer to that question will be shown in performances and results in the next few weeks.
In terms of playing, you've played full-back, wing-back and left centre-back and central midfield. 4 positions in half a season, and you've missed a little period of time with injury as well. Is that unsettling? Does it make it more difficult for you?
No, so I missed one game I think with a tight hamstring, but played in that anyway. So haven't really been injured. And then yeah, the 4 different positions. I think from my perspective, I've played all of those positions before. I'm comfortable playing all of those positions. I know obviously they're very different from my normal role, which is a left back. Left wing back's different from that. Left centre back's different, and obviously centre midfield is the biggest difference, I suppose, and that's the one that raised a few eyebrows when I went there. But we train every single day, and I've played in that position in training. I've played in that position in behind closed doors friendlies. Played in some pre-season friendlies there, and I've played there previously in my career, so I know how to play that game and I know what's expected of me there. When I'm playing centre midfield, my job description in there isn't to perform it in a similar way to Incy would perform it, because that's not going to happen. My role is to do something, be full of energy, try and break up play, try and be as combative as possible, and that's something that I know I'm good at, so I'm comfortable playing there. I think it's always a challenge moving into different positions, but I'll do whatever I can to help the football club, to be honest.
Of course. Let's change tack completely now.
Yeah.
You were unlucky. I think a lot of people might think otherwise, but you drew the last straw, if you like. You had to wait all through the morning and you were the last one to go up, and I think you actually lost a little bit of time on the plane as a result of that as well.
Yeah.
But I think it would be fair to say that you loved it, didn't you?
I loved it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, obviously was the last one to go up, which wasn't good because everyone else goes first. They get their fear out of the way, and then they sort of start to wind you up and take the mick out of you and tell you know how I was a bit shaky. And it was actually a really, really nice day in terms of the weather. And then as I was going up, the clouds rolled in and it started to rain. So it was I think I had the worst weather conditions for it, and it was actually quite painful when the rain hits you in the face when you're flying however fast or high you're flying. But I enjoyed it. It was a fantastic experience, and it raised some money for a great cause, so that's the main thing. But yeah, it was a good day. Yeah,
you had a wonderful smile on your face through that and when you landed, which was great to see. So we'll finish with on that memory. Thanks very much for your time, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, Holmesy. Always good to talk to you.
Thank you.
Please remember to like and subscribe to Woking Football Club.